My 8th year comes to a close. One day a star fell from the heavens. Memories lost their glow, and the crystal grew dim. From the darkness a great evil soon emerged. The rest can be heard in Shella, but this is no children's tale. The meteor was as real as monsters and miasma. Alright, so we are in year 9, which is the final year of this game. I am so excited for that. And I am pretty happy with how things have come along. Just to show you a few updates that I didn't show you in the last year. I got 3 letters. The second one from our sister, the reply, after we told her to be honest. I took your advice and apologized to Mother. I got in a lot of trouble, but she was glad that I apologized. I'm glad I didn't lie, since lying is wrong, right? So we gave her the right advice. And we got a letter from Rash. Now, I don't remember who she is. I want to say she's Morris's wife. But this is just a very simple letter that says, I hope the world is covered with flowers someday. Which kind of came out of nowhere. You will occasionally get letters from people, and they really randomly come out of nowhere from people you don't really expect, or characters that weren't really of much importance in the game. This being one of them. And then Morris, of course, if we remember, is the guy at the cow races. Good heavens, I have to sell the calf. I never thought I'd be torn from her. If only we had a little more money, we wouldn't have to sell her. So I don't know why he's telling us of his cow troubles, but we got a letter from him. I sent him some money, so maybe we'll get a letter back from him. Or something. I also upgraded a little bit of my equipment. I think the only thing I really got was some frost mail. It boosted my defense up by about 2. My other mithril suit of armor was 22. This one's 24, and I also get resistance to cold. With that, I destroyed my my frost badge because I don't need it, seeing as how I have this resistance to cold. I made a few new accessories because I had the equipment for it, but I'm just not sure which one I want to use. Right now I have the crystal ring, which resists miasma. I honestly don't even know what that does in terms of stat boost and things like that, but I have that on. I've got the blue Misanga, which resists poison. I might put that on. And I've also got the Thunder Badge. And the Thunder Badge has served me very, very well throughout this playthrough, so I've kept it. And for the final dungeon, I'm probably going to get rid of everything in my inventory except for healing items, and you'll see why when we get there. I will explain that much later, but I'll probably get rid of all this stuff, so before we go to the final dungeon, I will probably try and see if I can make any of this stuff at all, just so that we can get something made and go to the final dungeon before we get rid of all our crafting materials. But as you can see, I still have a bunch of stuff in my inventory. But as far as equipment goes, I'm actually rather happy with what we have. The stuff in this game isn't super fantastic. Like, for example, our weapon's at 32, and the strongest weapon you can get is actually at 35, so we're really not doing too bad. You know, our mail isn't all that bad either, and overall, our stats are pretty balanced. I could be in the 60s in terms of strength, defense, and magic, but I'm not, and I'm just gonna have to go with it, and I hope that it's going to work for me. I worked on boosting my magic a little bit in the last year, and I also got an extra heart. You can see on the top of my screen there, so we have quite a few hearts, which is really going to help us along. So this is basically the final preparation year, just to get anything made that we need or that we want to get rid of, things like that. And I will be making a few more preparations off screen, but just to let people know, yes, this is going to be our final year, and we should be able to end the game in year 9. So we've got a crap ton of rainbow grapes. I don't think that's a problem. I don't think I can take any rainbow grapes from my mom, so maybe I will see if I can get this guy to make me anything. Probably not, though. Or this guy. No, where are you? There's someone here that will make me something. If I talk to him. Where are you? He's a tailor. But where are you? There you are. You know, like this, for example, I don't have 2 iron shards, and it's just a flame badge anyway, so I can probably throw that out, because all flame's gonna do is resist you from catching on fire, which really isn't useful, because if you catch on fire, you don't take damage anyways. But, you know, or the lightning craft, again, I don't have enough for it, and I also have the thunder badge already, so, you know, it's really good to pay attention to what it is it's gonna make before you make it, because I actually would have gone ahead and made something I already had. So that frees up a little bit more space in our inventory there. And I don't really have much else to say, honestly. Really, I think I worked really hard on this game. I think I did a really good job. And if I haven't uploaded any events that you haven't seen, I'm going to do their own separate videos for those at the end of the game, kind of stockpile them all together, so don't worry too much about that. And if I do run into problems in the actual bosses area, I'll probably go ahead and, you know, go through some areas and maybe do some practice or something before I go ahead and go to the ending world. But for now, I'm just going to get rid of some stuff in our inventory, because I'm going to still try to make some more stuff before I go ahead. And other than that, we are pretty much ready to finish the game. But this is basically just the I guess like the outro for the beginning of the year. If we leave town, Roland's not going to say anything, so as soon as I leave, I can feel free to go and explore the world map and go to the final area. So let's go ahead and let's do that. Alright, so let's go to the final area. We have to take the boat for this. Let's go ahead and go to Port Tippa. And there's only one area in the entire game that we haven't been to, and it's been a while since I mentioned it, but I'm sure you can all guess. And if not, you'll see in a moment where it is, so let us talk to Tristan here. And we're going to go to the Jagan River's west bank, which is going to take us over by the Fields of Foom. And we get that nice discounted price. It doesn't even cost us $100 now with that 20% discount, which is really nice. And that water animation, by the way, never gets any less impressive for me, because these are like GameCube graphics, but that water is just beautiful. Seriously, I love it every single time I ride the boat. It's so calming and peaceful. Alright. We are back to this area once again. So let's go ahead and leave. And before doing this, you're going to need the mystery element. Obviously, it is needed to beat the game, and again, you can get that at the Lanari Desert for those of you who haven't been following me until this time. But other than that, the only requirements to finish this game are, of course, the mystery element, and you have to be able to get to this side of the river. When the river's dried up, you're not able to come over here, so once you got that all figured out, it's easy as pie to get to the final area. And here we are back at the dreaded Rabina Plains. Alright, so last time we made it as far as Rabina Tara. But if you keep going to the left, you'll get down this really long, winding, kind of spooky path with all these dead trees. And it's going to bring you to a mystery miasma stream. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is going to lead us to the final area of the game. This is actually quite trippy, because there's like this big green, creepy looking thing in this stream. So we're just going to go ahead and follow it. You seem to move a lot slower in this stream for some reason. I guess probably because it's the last stream of the game and it's just like a big mystery. But as long as you have the mystery element, you'll be totally fine. You can pass through here, no problem. Oh, I'm so excited. This game is coming to a close. Final area, ladies and gentlemen. This place looks very desolate and kind of boring. This is the Abyss. And you see we have two destinations. The first is this area up here. This is Mount Vellenge, which is our final dungeon of the game. And we'll take care of that next video. However, we are going to go ahead and we're going to go to Magmal first. This is the second destination here. Okay, so this place is kind of weird. There are only really two things in here. The first thing that there is a Moogle nest over here, nestled in the corner. Should be right over here. We haven't been to a new Moogle nest in a long time. She's asleep upstairs. There's like 3 Moogles living in this home. That doesn't happen very often. But hello, Mrs. Moogle. Please give us our stamp. We've only got a few stamps left in this game. So there's one of them, and the next one we're going to find is going to be in Mount Vellenge, the final dungeon, so there we go. And the second thing is we're going to go talk to that weird-looking green thing that we saw. It's called a carbuncle. I don't know why it's called a carbuncle. It kind of looks like a very, very deformed-looking Moogle to me. But all in these little cocoons, there's like sleeping carbuncles, and none of them will talk to you. You can't even do anything with these eggs, like examine them. There's no like secret entrance to get into any of these eggs or anything like that. But if you talk to, there are Moogles here. What are these things? They do nothing but sleep. Well, I hope they're awake the next time I come by. So yeah, there's not really much excitement here. However, this one, you can actually see right into the little cage. And this is the carbuncle that was in the miasma stream. And the first time he visited me, he's just gonna do a bunch of snorting, and he'll be sleeping, and look, I'm sleeping, go away. But if you actually talk to him 6 years in a row, you'll find out everything he has to say. I'm not gonna do that, because I don't really need any help with this game, but it could be kind of interesting for those of you who got the Mystery Element in Year 5 and you kind of wanted to do a little bit more with the game, and you just wanted to play for a few years to get your stats up or whatever. You could always come back and visit the carbuncle. But yeah, there's practically nothing here. It's just the Moogle home and talking to the carbuncle. It's a very, very interesting sort of area. I guess the whole idea is that these like creatures have been sleeping for thousands of years and nobody ever comes to visit except for you, which is kind of an abstract kind of thought. And also, Roland mentioned that the scholar that was from our town that never returned, he made it to Magmal, and apparently Magmal is this place out of legend. So yeah, our caravan has come really, really far since we started. And with that, guys, we are ready to go to the final dungeon of the game, do the dungeon, do the boss, and we will finally be getting ready to finish up this game 9 years later. So thank you all so very much for joining me, and join me for the next time when we do the finale of Final Fantasy: The Crystal Chronicles. See you all then.